Okay, so I decided I wanted to make a Blox card video, but didn't feel like coming up with a creative and original deck, and didn't feel like stealing something from DeckShare. So I'm gonna go over the list of cycles in Blox cards, because no one else has done this, and it's free content. So, 15 turn cycle. I've never seen any of these cards playing seriously. I mean, even after the buffs, I haven't seen them. I have a funny deck, which is just colorless ramp, which is just all colorless, where I play these cards, and based off of this deck, this is a okay board clear. This is the best card. This card sucks, and then this card is funny RNG. Acolyte cycle. This confuses me, because sure, they're all 4-cost acolytes that buff in different ways, but why is Lunar Acolyte here then? I mean, I guess it's 4 colorless, and 2, why wouldn't we just do the acolytes that turn to other acolytes, because that makes much more sense. But anyways, going off of that, this is the only card playable that's not an acolyte, and all these other are just acolyte cards. Alpha Brick cycle. Never seen this play, just because it destroys your entire hand. This is pretty good removal for green. Never seen this card. And this card, I guess, could work in like funny token decks, but never seen it. AoE cycle. The wiki loves Divine Favor. It's used in like half of the examples in like guides. Like it's used here, here, probably here, maybe even here. I don't know why, because I've never seen it played, ever. Inferno. This is just the cash grab card. Cash grabs love it because it's prerequisite. The casting is just free if you're running cash grabs. Mass Epidemic, I've only seen this in Dust, and I have never seen Wrath of the Fried one. The Bread cycle. Another thing I have a problem with is, this isn't even what I like to consider bread. I mean, technically, it might be bread. I mean, I like to think of bread as on-target damage, and this doesn't do that. But, okay. Ignoring that, Ignis Mage is good. I've seen it in plenty of red decks. It's solid bread. I've never seen this card play because it's overpriced with bad stats. Also haven't seen this card get played, and this card's also overpriced with bad stats. Cheap Target cycle. Only seen Redcliffe Messenger in Redcliffe decks. Chef has been, I've seen it in a couple mono green decks because it's so cheap for bread. I've never seen Olaf, and I've seen Western Band in a couple of mono yellow decks. Colored white cycle. Basically colored cards that cost colors, which just gives certain colors ways of jetting colorless without its base play. This one sucks. I've never seen it. I've only think I've ever seen this one. I've seen this one pop up in some deck lists on the wiki, but that's about it. Chair cycle. These two cards, I don't even care. I hate this one. I hate Wooden Chair. I hate it. It's a transform effect. I hate transform effects. It costs 1 green and is spammable. Core Vanilla cycle. This is kind of goofy. Dignity, I've only seen in epic legendaries because it's an epic / legendary. I don't think I've ever seen Ducky Wow. I've definitely seen Pizza in a couple of mono blue decks, and I've also seen TV running like a lot of mono yellow decks. Corporate cycle. I've never seen these. Crystal cycle. All of these are quite good. This one, they use the skull token, which gets rid of your studs. This one I've seen in several decks. This one, they only use the transform effect. I hate this card. Why does this exist? And then we have Stacy, which I've seen like in mono yellow decks. It's probably my favorite of the crystal card, just based off the fact that every single crystal is actually used, instead of these two, where I've only ever seen one crystal get played. DIY cycle. This I've definitely seen run in mono red decks just because it's good bread. I think I've seen it in some porcelain decks just because it also is a free, it's like 700 power buff plus Moonward trigger. I have not seen Dominus or Azarath, and this card, I hate it because it's also run in every single mono yellow deck. The Dominus cycle, just overpriced ramp. I'm paying 10 colorless to get 2 studs in the base plate. That's really worth it. Not. A Dragon Eye Cycle. These cards I don't even know. Like, they're cool, but like they're god awful. They're overpriced and their effects aren't worth it. The Dual Color Cycle. I've seen this card run in stack decks because it can stack while clearing boards. Definitely seen this run because it's just good draw, and red likes draw. I've seen this run in green-yellow group-related decks, and green-yellow also is aggro that also generates group cards. I hate this card because it's blue-green. I've never seen this card, and then I hate this card because it's blue-yellow and Seance. Eisenhower Cycle. I don't think I've ever seen any of these cards played. The only time I've played them was I've played them in Blue Neo ramp, Blue Neo Splash to get these on the field. Follow-up Cycle. Don't know what either of these cards do. This card is insane. I hate it. This card is really good in mono. Grand Cycle. Never seen any of these cards get played because these cards aren't good enough to have a search engine. They're good, but they don't have a search engine. And then also this guy doesn't even search for one. Gladiators. I've seen Braxton, and that was a game where I just played Soul Tax on all 3 of his Gladiators, and it was pretty funny. This, I have never seen any of these cards get played. This guy's, I'm pretty sure, is bad, but I mean, he's also an Hours reference, so he's a massive W. And then nothing else. This is Amphras, so I just automatically dislike it. Bloatware. I still haven't seen any of these cards get played. I know this is for pecans. I think it's decent. I saw this and then instantly soul taxed it, and that's about it. Tricolor. My only experience is I know this card is insane because it's getting nerfed. And Endo loves it. The Guardia Cycle. This is one of the probably the best cycle in the game, just because it's run almost all these dual colors, because it's good dual color plus good stats for a good cost. A Hybrid Cycle. Half of these are just faction cards. This is a faction card. This is a faction card. This is just a porcelain card. This is a faction card. This is a faction card. This is a faction card. Half of these are faction cards. Excluding those, 2 of these are just the same cards but different colors. And I know I haven't seen either of these. I know this card is good. I've seen this in some noob decks, and I haven't seen this, and this is just porcelain. Immigrant Cycle. This card I've seen plenty of times, and this card gives good draw, and that's all I know. I have not seen any of these other cards except for Ophian, and I've only played this guy in I made a Misfortune self-mill deck. I've only seen this guy. He has good crystals. Infinity Cycle. Why is this even here? Anyways, this card is good bread. This is good ramp. This is good draw, and also the best one. And I've never seen this. Intensely Bad Card Cycle. That it's self-answering. The Jula's Cycle. I don't even know why he has a cycle, but I've only seen this card get played, and I haven't seen either of these 2 cards. A Larger White Cycle. Large. I've seen this and none of these other 2. I keep getting recommended to play this guy, but he's like so stupid for like slight draw. I don't like it. This is the only one of these I've seen get played. Prime Rageborns. No one plays them because why would you? There's just better options for Rage. Limb Cycle. Should Lexi limbs. Necrosit's Leader Cycle. Why is this a cycle, but we don't have like group leader cycles? Yeah, I hate this card just because it's in plural, and that's it. Nevermore Cycle. This card and this card are like pretty mid. This card is good from removal. This card is insane, and then this card is just an auto include, so I hate it. Oddsmaker Cycle. All these are good. They're good ramp. They also give colorless. Also, I don't know what these arts are and why some of these have 3 colorless and others have 4 colorless, but all the arts here are outdated. Planet cycle, planets are ass. They're probably the worst group in this game. Shell group in this game. Primordials. These guys are terrible because you're running single color group hate, but they also cost the same color as the group you're hating on. So not only do you have to be playing it against a deck that's running this color, which is like a 1 out of 4 chance, but you also have to probably be building dual color, otherwise you're also just shooting yourself in the foot. And even then, these guys only do like 200 or something damage. It's like not that much bread for all their hoops you have to jump through. A skull cycle, skulls. I think this was used in like an infinite combo, and all the runs are just skulls. Starter deck cycle. Terrain. Rocket Arena I think might have been used in something. I think it might have been just like hand destruction. And I haven't seen either of these two. This card I hate because it's a mono yellow and allows the mono yellow users to get their cards back. Which means I have to fight even more Lord of Greeds. Why did that card become uncommon? Stirring's Legendary Cycle. This card is goated, and I haven't seen any of these other cards. Titan Cycle. Well, this would almost be a good cycle, except Titan of the Holy Chamber is here. And I have no idea why, because he doesn't cost 15 of X stud and belongs to a color. He's just 5 colorless, and single-handedly carries this group. Tricolor Cycle. I've never seen any of these cards get played. This card I think is some fun use because assist trophies, but Valkyrie Cycle. These cards are really good because they also like to go dual color and give you life. White Hero Cycle. All these cards are cracked, like straight up. This card is stupid because you get like a 1,000 on like turn 2. This card can give you great value. This card is like part of a combo with Robot and Heroes. And this card is just insane card draw. Gladiators. The Wielders, not Gladiators. Yeah, these cards are also really good in dual color because their deck building requirement is just dual color, and they allow you to get 2 studs in each dual color and ramp further, and they don't have ass stats. Yellow Stud Cycle. I've seen this card run, I haven't ever seen these other two. This card is pretty good in the decks I've seen it with. I have not seen these other 2 cards, though. The Yellow Buff Ad Cycle. I've run this in like a target spam deck, and that was it. I don't know about these other 2. And at this point, I think they just gave up and made this cycle. Because, like, all of these cards, I'm pretty sure, were added in an entirely different pack. This was Lunar Impact. This was the one with Federation, I can't remember. A Solar Conquest. That pack was mid. Rapid Response. This is Tycoon Simulator, and I'm pretty sure this one is Pits of the Onboards, but I don't remember. This is just stretching it because none of these cards are related except they're just free cost 500s, and they just really wanted this here.